Good evening. So don't be panic. I am not going to take classes of Indian polity because I have already completed this class. And online students, it was technical glitch. Therefore, there is some delay in class. So now, from today, the classes of Indian society is going to start. Sir, please come. He is Ashish Chatterjee, sir, and he is a very senior teacher. He also takes classes in Karol Bagh. So from today, he will start your topic Indian Society of first paper. Indian Society is mentioned in GS first paper. So he will continue the topic of Indian society, and after that, social justice. So first, enjoy the classes of Indian society because you are social animal. So enjoy the classes of Indian society. So sir.
मेरे ख्याल से चाहिए क्या?
Yes, sir. Online students are there. So it is highly required. Okay, thank you.
पेन नहीं चाहिए थोड़ा इसको
It's okay.
गुड इवनिंग. इसको लाइव करिए. लाइव नहीं है. हाँ,
ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट नहीं देख पाएंगे आपको.
मुझे देख नहीं पाएंगे. अच्छा, ठीक है. आज we'll be talking mainly. One thing I would like to know a bit. Anyone here who doesn't understand Hindi at all? You do not understand. Okay. I will try my level best to be completely in English. I'll be. You are also. You are from which state? Achha, you like. You are yourself? You are from Nagaland. Dimapur, Kohima, which place? Kohima. I recently been to Kohima and I was there for 15 days with Prep School Guwahati. They have a center over there. I was there. I like the students. They're wonderful. That was the experience that I had over there. Anyway, we'll be talking on social issues. Before jumping onto the thing, let us first look into what are the. इसको light थोड़ा कम करो ना. Can you see this? You can see. Okay. For me, it is not an issue. Let us first have a look into what are the course that we are going to discuss. In Indian society, mainly we'll be looking into two parts. One is social issue. The other one is social justice. In social issue, the broad, you may look into many things there, but the broad topics on which we'll be discussing are salient features of Indian society and diversity in India. What are the main features of Indian society and what is the diversity? See, talking of Indian society, it will be too vast. So we would categorize to talk on Indian society in mainly 2-3 points. Like the moment I go for talking on Indian society, I must talk on Indian villages. Okay. The second thing that I need to go, Indian ideology. Like this, some of the three main points. And when I go for Indian village, I need to talk on what it was and what it is. What it was not the Indian authors who talked of villages. It was a colonialist view. What the British wrote about Indian village. You do not know what it was 200 years ago. I do not know what was it 200 years ago. What was written? The question is who had written? The same village, when was written by Metcalfe, the British historian, and the same village, later on one was written by Ramesh Chandra or Bipan Chandra or somebody else. They write in a entirely give a different perspective. So while talking of Indian society, we'll first categorize it. What are the points that we are going to talk on? Indian philosophy, Indian society, its philosophy, Indian villages, all these things will be done. Then we'll come to diversity, of course. What kind of a diversity India had? India, there is a viewpoint. The colonialists say, when we arrived, we never found. थोड़े पीछे जो है आ जाओ ना, तुम तो शायद ये पिलर में छिप जाते होंगे. They said, when we arrived, come here, don't worry. When we arrived, I can't see you, boy. मैं तुम्हें देख नहीं पा रहा हूं. सामने आ जाओ, सामने आ जाओ. I cannot see you. This pillar is a biggest barrier. I also, during my days, never used to lie in the front bench. I was very comfortable in the back bench. Anyway, the colonialist, they gave a viewpoint. When the Britishers came, they said, we never found something called India. There were Turks, there were Pathans, there were Mughals, there were Hindu kings, there were Muslim kings. Many types of a conglomeration. Neither there was something called geography. Indian geography, that map was never there. Some of the parts they conquered. Sometimes Burma used to attack, the king over Burma they used to attack. Sometimes Genghis Khan attacked, sometimes somebody else attacked. We never found something, and we developed what? That geography that we see is India. But you ask to any Indian historian, they will say, no, India had a civilization of its own. Turks came, they developed a civilization. Mughals came, they stayed back, they developed a civilization. British came, they stayed back, and they developed a civilization. Civilizations after civilizations were found in India, and they all coexisted together. That is a view of Indian society. The British say there was nothing called India. It was all small kingdoms. कभी जूनागढ़ का राजा, कभी पूरी का राजा, कभी ग्वालियर का राजा, all combined together, a Republic of India was never there. Each used to fight with each other. Mysore, Tipu Sultan, Mughals, Turks, Afghan, Pathan, all were there. So this view of Indian society differs from historian to historian. So while talking of Indian society, features of Indian society, we will break it into what Indian village by the colonialist, what Indian village by the nationalist, what Indian civilization by the British, what Indian civilization by the nationalist, what Indian ideology is, and then otherwise it will be too abstract. मैं अगर आपको कहने जाऊं कास्ट, क्लास, रिलीजियन, ethnicity, tribe, keep on saying. Rather, make it a structure, keep it in a mind, give a two perspective. British, Indian, British, Indian. They finally give a healthy conclusion. What you yourself think of about Indian society. The answer, I always say, when a question comes and you do not know anything about it, you know nothing about it, you haven't heard of it, it's too abstract. How to do it? I always say, the answer lies in the question itself. Just look into the question. There will be 2-3 parameters which they are asking. Wear a thinking cap, put it, start thinking. Start explaining those 2-3 parameters. That is your introduction. Little bit of English. Then divide the main content into 3 parts. When you do not know anything. When you know the answer, write in your own way. When you do not know the answer, in particularly Indian society, divide it into 3 parts: social, economic, political. When you talk on social, talk of education, talk of religion, talk of caste, talk of class, talk of stratification. These are some of the things you talk on social. Then the economic part, talk of cost, talk of benefit, talk of such things. And the political part, definitely you have to talk on participation, legislation, constitution, all these things you need to talk of. And when you give these 3, and that last point is just write 4 to 5 lines in each topic. Find out the parameters within the question. Give a good, stylish introduction. Then come with the main content, 3 main points. Social, economic, when you do not know. Again, I am reminding you, when the answer is completely strange for you. Social, economic, political. Social में caste, class, religion, ethnicity, tribe, education, health, blah blah blah, gender, patriarchy. Uske, what are the things get attached to it? Economics, politics, then give a healthy conclusion. A healthy conclusion, what I mean is, when you are talking of caste, you do not know what caste is. Honestly speaking, many people may not be, those who are born and brought up in Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, Madras, may not be knowing what exactly caste means. The question comes, caste is refusing to die. The answer lies in the question itself. You have to talk on caste, and you have understood the caste prevails. But you know caste is changing. So a healthy conclusion is, the caste old is not the caste new. Caste refuses to die. The old caste was purely religious oriented. On the basis of religion, Manu said, these are the Dalits, these are the untouchables. Use a thinking cap and start writing. And today's caste is caste. It's a politics, more religion. Simple. Use common sense. This is a general study. Here you do not need to know what Article 26 says, what Article 15 says, what Article Preamble says, what Directive Principle says. Kuch nahi pata. You do not know anything. Just look at the society and give your thinking what it was, what it is, and your healthy conclusion is what it should be. What it should be. You give your imagination what caste should be. Caste is refusing to die. What caste should be? One wonderful, one boy said, you go to a mall, the housekeeping staff, all with the same uniform. You do not know what the caste is. Otherwise, what caste was? The housekeeping staff, the sweepers who was mopping the floor, are supposed to be the lowest caste, but they are talking tongue-twisting English, behaving very nicely, and you love to talk to them. You don't feel they are untouchables. Caste old is not the caste new. Caste is refusing to die, but it's changing its dimension. The caste religion is not caste religion, now it is caste politics. Politics, not in a negative sense. Politics in terms of identity, politics in terms of right, politics in terms of decision making, politics in terms of participation. Simply use your थोड़ी सी thinking cap. That's all. Anyway, the second topic, role of women and women organization. Now again, it looks very vast, very broad. What to do? Again, I'll say, divide it into three: social, economic, political. Earlier, women's mainly economic role was in terms of saving. At home, they were doing something. Had she not been doing so, you would have get it done by. Today, when they go out, their house is managed by somebody. And that is a cost. Earlier, it was to social. Social in the sense, they used to look into children, they used to look into parents, grandparents, husband, and others. That was the service-oriented role they had. Today, they are professionals. They are managing the house. And women organization do play a good role. You can name women organization, वो जो सेवा, ये वो, what they are doing. Self-help group, they are combining together, contributing little bit of money, giving little bit of loan with an interest. That money is piling up, they are opening up a bank account. And many organizations have done many great jobs. Apart from that, there are today public interest litigation filed by the women which are bringing a sea change in the social structure. I'll give you one. You must not have heard of it. It goes unnoticed. Earlier, when there used to be a rape, there used to be a two-finger test. Women organization filed a public interest litigation. This two-finger test is nothing but insulting. If I am telling it, it's a rape, it's a rape. What the two-finger test does? The doctor will say whether she is a regular, used to have intercourse or not. It's a great thing done. It goes unnoticed. An advocate named who brought what for? I'll give you one name. You must have heard of Bhauri Devi in Rajasthan, Barethi. She was gang raped. When she was gang raped, she was a social worker. I believe you must have heard of such name, Bhauri Devi. She now retired. She was a social worker of Rajasthan government. In the state of Rajasthan, there are lots of child marriages. She came to know about a child marriage. She wanted to stop it. She went and stopped it. And she said, I'll fight to the last. It was a marriage of a 1-year-old child, a girl child. 1 साल की एक मासूम की शादी हो रही थी in a Gujjar family. I'm not hurting anybody if somebody's caste I'm mentioning. She wanted to stop it. And it was stopped. And 7 days later, when she was working in the field along with her husband, 5 people from that particular family came and gang raped. She went to the police station. Police was afraid to take FIR. They said, no, how can he take rape allegation against such a powerful family? Powerful financially, powerful politically, powerful socially. You cannot take. How do you prove? She kept on insisting. No, you have to take. I am telling it's a rape. 5 people. These are the 5 people who had done, in whose family this child marriage was stopped. You have to take it. They just said no. The gang rape occurred at 10 o'clock in the evening. She stayed in the police station up to 1:30 in the night, saying that you have to lodge an FIR. And ultimately, at 1:30, the police agreed. Okay, you have to give your lehenga. Lehenga, you understand? Lower part. You have to give your lehenga for medical test of the sperm. She asked for the turban of her husband. Rajasthanis use a big pagadi. She wrapped it and gave the lehenga to the police station, saying that it is the lehenga, take it. And ultimately, later on, 5 people were arrested, released on bail. A case was filed. The lower court said that it's a false allegation because in front of an uncle, the nephew cannot rape, and in front of the nephew, uncle cannot rape. Allegation is false. Then, I'm unable to remember the name of the advocate. I'll remember. I'll tell you. She took up the case, filed it. She brought out how women are harassed at the workplace. She took hundreds of cases and kept it in front of Justice Verma in Supreme Court of India, saying that the matter is too urgent. Something needs to be done. And ultimately, Justice Verma brought out something called Vishakha Guideline. And Vishakha Guideline in 1992 was, this gang rape was in 1992. Vishakha Guideline came in 1998 or something like that. I do not remember. You need also not to remember. Ratte ratta mal nahi bolna hai. Just I'm telling you in a form that you never forget. And in 2013 November, they gave the guideline. It was not passed in the parliament that all organizations should abide by sexual harassment. Very nicely defined what sexual harassment is. Sexual harassment, we believed way back in 90s, it is physical. For the first time, the court said only physical is not sexual harassment. Sexual harassment could be non-verbal, non-physical. Sexual harassment can be non-verbal. I can harass a lady from this dabba by sending text in the midnight. By हाथ मैसेज मैं डालता रहूंगा, तंग करके छोड़ दूंगा, खुदकुशी के अलावा कोई चारा नहीं बचता है. It could be non-verbal, it could be verbal, and the last thing, physical, what it said. Physical doesn't mean that I am catching hold of your color, do thappad maar raha hu. No. In case of a woman, when I am violating the culturally acceptable distance norm, I repeat again, the culturally acceptable distance norm. Every society has a culturally acceptable distance. In a rural area, the distance between men and women culturally acceptable is different from urban area. From the educated families, educated world, the cultural acceptability, distance acceptability is different from illiterate. If you go to UK in the morning, when you enter, hi, good morning, they hug and just touch their cheek each other. Go and do it in India. Isn't it? So there is a culturally acceptable distance norm. And when you are violating that norm, you are actually physically torturing. And it was nicely described. So I say, role of women's organization has done wonderful, which needs to be highlighted. Not that always you go and take, Seva did this, Ye did that, Wo did that, Wo, stereotypical answer जो आपको मिलता रहेगा ना, and that's not enough. Pick up one or two and give the substance, the concept. What a sea change it brought. Sea change it brought. I'll give you another. The third one is poverty and development. This is the most burning topic of today's world. We talk of Vikas, Vishwas, Vagara, so many things. But I spent my life with NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation. When they acquire a land, they don't acquire a land in Registan or a desert. What happened in Singur? Double cropping fertile land, Sonar Bangla on the bank of river Hooghly. 1200 acres was acquired in the name of industrialization, in the name of development, in the name of what happened? A huge number of farmers, they got displaced. Not only the farmers, look into the supply chain of farming of that rice. What happened to tenant tiller? What happened to those who used to store it? What happened to those who used to export it? What happened to the rickshaw puller, the cart puller? The total supply chain got affected. And anyway, it was a very good thing that a new leader emerged from it. Didi came out and things. And there are many such cases. Chilka Lake in Odisha. Tata went there and said that I will go for, in the name of development, we will go for mechanical trawling and prawn cultivation. During those days, 1.5 lakh fishermen community were dependent on that backwater lake. They said, what we will do? Your development will come, revenue will be generated, lots of prawns will be exported to Japan and USA. What about our छोटा सा बोट लेके रात को निकल जाते हैं, मछली पकड़ के लौटते हैं? What they will do? It was stopped. There were lots of politics about it. And this development, the real understanding, real impact of development needs to be studied. There are vulnerable groups who get affected. We'll look into it. Urbanization, problems and remedies. One may say, urbanization is pollution, urbanization is congestion, urbanization is dilapidated structure, urbanization, and so on. It's written in all your books. What is the emerging trend of urbanization? Urbanization of the past is not the urbanization of the present and will not be urbanization of the future. Change is the unchangeable law of nature. What was urbanization of the past during our days? We studied in the village schools. We used to cherish. दिल्ली जाना है, मुंबई जाना है. आज कोई मुंबई, nobody talks of Mumbai. My nephew studied in Mumbai, fine arts, SL World. I said, don't work there. Come back. Come back. Life will be hell when you go to Mumbai. You have to stay in Panvel. You have to work in Nariman Point. जिंदगी आने जाने में तबाह हो जाएगी. Don't go to anybody from Mumbai. I'm not hurting his sentiment, please. I always say, today the emerging pattern, Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, Madras are not attracting that migration that is used to attract 40 years ago when I was 20 years old. Today nobody feels proud saying that beta Mumbai ja raha hai. Nobody feels proud. Rather, my daughter when was studying, I said, ये हो रहा है, what is called campus हो रहा है. well, campus तुम छोड़ो, तुम घर आओ, इधर आ जाओ, कुछ ना कुछ मिल जाएगा. Don't stay in Mumbai. Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, Madras, Bangalore, ठीक है, but they are not growing. What is growing? छोटा छोटा शहर, Tirupur. Anybody from near Coimbatore will be knowing how Tirupur is growing. Some fish exporting states from small towns from Andhra Pradesh, kalamkari printing, growing. Punjab में furniture industry growing, छोटा सा है Kartarpur. They are growing. And small and medium towns are growing. The government of India is coming with integrated development of small and medium towns. They are not talking of how to develop the megapolis. वो अपने करे, बहुत पैसा है. करे करे ना करे. मुंबई, you go to in the बारिश में इतना पानी. Where the manhole is open, you do not know. गया. And along the railway lines, see the slums. I was talking of slums. It was some Jilling from Nagaland said, sir, what is slum? Because it was not, I think, it was in Dimapur. He said, what is slum? I'm like, oh. He has never seen a slum. Then I had to show him some of the videos. He said, oh, it's like this. You must have seen slums. In Delhi, you have seen slums. Well, I was kind of, the backside is full of slums only. Urban villages are more or less slum-like condition. Dilapidated, congested, criminal dens, and many things. But slum old is not the slum new. Today's slums are engines of growth. You go to Dharavi in Mumbai, you'll find a huge industry. कुंभारवाड़ा, कोलीवाड़ा, चमड़े का क्या क्या नहीं है. So, urbanization will look into what the ye is, then we'll look into problems, and also we'll look into remedies. Then we'll look into globalization. Globalization was there. Not that globalization is a very recent phenomenon. Was India not going to trade with Java, Sumatra, Bali? They were. Was there no Silk Route? There were. Did not those Vasco da Gama not come to Goa? He came. It was there. Today it is in a different form. Today's globalization is something different. Today, everything is globalization with this you have. And what are the changes it is bringing? And when you do not know what changes globalization has brought, simply divide it into three parts: social, economic, political. What social? Globalization. Because of globalization, the job scenario has changed. Caste is just taking a different dimension. Social. Education. Private universities are coming. Education. Religion. Now, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama is going to Chicago. And from there, something else is coming here. Baha'i is coming here. It's simply divided into social, economic, political. Economic, some people are getting good jobs. Some people are losing jobs. And political, there is a huge resistance for foreign direct investment. Some are saying no, foreign direct investment should come. When you do not know anything, I am telling you. Globalization क्या है पता नहीं. Divided into social impact, economic impact, political impact. And for social, education, health, caste, class, religion, ethnicity, stratification, inequality, these are the sociology. उससे आगे कुछ नहीं है. Sociology starts there and sociology ends there. And economics में land, labor, capital, cost, benefit, blah, blah, blah. And political, somebody says yes, somebody says no, somebody says fight, somebody. Participation comes, decision making changes like this. Communalism, secularism, and regionalism. Communalism. It was there. Communalism, always you need to look into the past and then in the present, then think of something future. Communalism of our time, I'll give you a few names. Viewpoint riot in Mumbai. It was a massive riot. It was a massive riot. Thousands and thousands of people were killed. I was, way back in 84, I was there in Mumbai. I was in Govandi when Bhiwandi, this thing, Thane, this one had occurred. It was a shoot at sight order. We used to get out half an hour time, they will say, just get out, do the things and come out, and all military people will be marching on the roads. छत से जाओ, भेलपुरी खाओ, फट से अंदर आ जाओ, फिर हॉस्टल में रहो. Things were like that. But today, just think of today's communalism. Daily communalism, every moment a communalism. इसको खोलो, वीडियो की कमी नहीं है. एवरी डे गाली दिया जा रहा है. नेता बोल रहे हैं ये गद्दारों को गोली मारो, फलाने को. डेली एक जने को दे आर लिंचिंग फॉर आवर्स टुगेदर एंड वीडियो शूटिंग इट, circulating it. That today's communalism is every moment's communalism, everyday communalism. It is not in a large scale that people are being killed. Today you are being terrorized. You are being marginalized. Your voice is being shut. You are made the second-class citizen through terrorism. वो 1984 के सिख दंगा जैसा दंगा आज नहीं होता है. आज के दंगे मोबाइल में हो रहा है, ट्विटर में हो रहा है, फेसबुक में हो रहा है, और वीडियोस वायरल हो रहे हैं. यही तो लिखना है. बहुत बड़ा सोशियोलॉजिकल थ्योरी नहीं देखना है. सिंपल थिंग ऑफ द पास्ट, थिंग ऑफ द प्रेजेंट एंड गिव अ हेल्दी कंक्लूजन व्हाट यू थिंक शुड बी डन. Is it very difficult? It's very interesting. Sociology is a very interesting thing. Only thing that your eyes should be Yeah, anybody. Yes, you are right. थोड़ी ये चश्मा सोशल होनी चाहिए. What is social? Which is not individual, which is collective, is social. I'm staying in a dilapidated house. I'm staying in an unhygienic condition. I do not have good dress. I do not have a good health. I do not have good education. That's the individual problem. When a large mass stay in an dilapidated structure, in an unhygienic condition, it becomes a social issue and we call it slum. पराली एक आदमी जलाता है is not a problem. Parali means after cutting rice, the lower portion, which is today's contribution of pollution, 6%. That's not the biggest issue. When everybody does it, the bank gives, वो क्या बोलते हैं ना, Muscle sends and catches the collar कि पैसा वापस दे, and he commits suicide. Individual committing is not a problem. When a large number of farmers being threatened and they have no other alternate, they cannot repay the loan and they commit suicide. It is a social issue. चश्मा चाहिए बस देखने के लिए. You need to have that angle. When there is a collective issue, that is social. And to write in the problem of the past, how it is present, what should be the health. And the aspects are social, economic, political. Social में education, health वगैरह वगैरह करना है. ठीक है. Now we'll come to social justice. क्या क्या है? These are the syllabus I am talking. Okay. We will touch with our topic from tomorrow. We'll talk of welfare schemes for vulnerable sections. Government of India talks of lots of schemes for the vulnerable. Who is vulnerable? Any synonym for vulnerable? Those who are at risk, they become vulnerable. Women, poor, in rural area, and if they are aged, highly vulnerable. Women are vulnerable. If she is poor, all the more vulnerable. If she is in the rural area, all the more vulnerable. If she is aged, totally vulnerable. So, there are many schemes for these vulnerable groups. Schemes for the physically challenged, schemes for the poor, illiterate, aged women, schemes for the Dalit and poor, schemes for today, nowadays, something like LGBT, they are also seeming to be vulnerable. So there are many schemes. That's why something like Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi came out with something like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Many things, many such schemes are there. We'll look into the schemes one by one. Issues relating poverty and hunger. If we look into what social justice means, we'll understand. यहाँ पे क्या हीटर वीटर चलता है क्या? हाँ? नो. मैं तो ये सोच के आ रहा था कितना ठंड होगा. आई विल हैव ब्रिंग अ शॉल्ट ऑल काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग. ये तो उल्टा गर्म लग रहा है. एनीवे, हाँ, issues relating to poverty and गरीबी और भूखमरी. What are the schemes and how to do a justice? We'll look into what exactly social justice means. Any idea about what social justice is? We'll first understand what exactly justice means. Otherwise, simply talking of schemes will make no sense. Once we understand why justice is needed, then things will be clear and you can write any answer for any question if you have understood what exactly social justice means. We need to understand that. We'll look into it. Of course, social justice needs to be given the scheduled and tribal areas. The tribal areas, until and unless you see, you will never believe that what kind of an attention they need to be given. My first exposure to the tribal area was Koraput in Orissa. I was born in Orissa, I studied in Orissa, then I came out. When I first got my job, my first one was development of Malkangiri subdivision, action plan for Malkangiri subdivision of Koraput district in Orissa. That was the year 1987-88. Believe me, when I went there, I have to prepare. 87, 88, 88, 89. It was World Bank given this research study to government of Orissa. Give us a report how to go for a development. I went. 87 Koraput. Anybody from Orissa here? Anybody from Orissa here? Nobody. The first when I went, I could not understand. Nothing is there. अरे डेवलपमेंट करे तो क्या करें? For the last 10 years, there was not a single drop of rain. एक घास हरियाली कहीं नहीं दिख रही थी. There was no green patch of land. Kilometers together you go. Nothing is there. What to do? I went to their video and all the people, Bonda tribes, Koya tribes, all were almost naked. They were wearing leaves and they don't come. डेवलपमेंट लाए क्या लाए? क्या प्रपोज करूं? लेट देयर बी अ दिल्ली पब्लिक स्कूल इन मालकानगिरी सब डिविजन. क्या करूं? पानी क्या प्रपोज करूं? यहां पे एक बड़ा ड्रिंकिंग वाटर प्रोजेक्ट लगाया जाए. आई वॉज ऑलमोस्ट क्या पूरा ब्लैंक. I didn't know what to do. I went to the local BDO, Block Development Officer, Mr. Ekka. I said, sir, this is my consultancy assignment. I have to do something. I have to give a report. Ultimately, it will go to the World Bank. Now it is on behalf of government of Orissa. What do I do? He said, I also do not know. After qualifying Orissa Public Service Commission, I could have been in Bhubaneswar. I could have been in Cuttack. I could have been in Balasore. I didn't go there. Took up my own home district, Koraput. I want to do something. I do not know what to do, how to start. Because my uncle used to stay in Bhubaneswar, so I got educated. How to bring education here, I do not know. I want to bring one thing, that people should know Mr. Ekka's, that was the viewpoint. People should know the use of soap. What's that? Well, there is no, people don't use soap here. There are scabies. Kabhi nahate nahi hai. I want to make them learn what soap means. I mean, should I write? That is the action plan for development of Malkangiri subdivision, that they should be taught how to use soap. ये तो मैं लिख नहीं सकता. बोला, I do not know. Gentlemen, you do one thing. You go to that particular village in Kudumulu Guma. You will find one small cottage there. One old man stays there. And he does something with the women over there. You go and talk to him. It is something called Tagore Society for Rural Development, TSRD. The gentleman's name is Panna Lal Dasgupta. happened to be brother of his brother's name was, those who are from West Bengal must be knowing, Politburo's chairman he was. Biplab Dasgupta, no, not Biplab Dasgupta. I don't remember. His brother. I went. In front of the cottage, I went. The young girls were sitting. They gave me a chair. It was winter. I sat. The gentleman came out, old man, more than older than me. He was having a hanky here, and the hand was like this. He came and said, "Hello, young man." I was young at that time. I was just 26 or something like that. Now I'm 62. Just yes, tell me, what do you want? I said, Dada. In Bengal, we call everybody, irrespective of age, Dada. Dada, I have an assignment for making action plan for development of Malkangiri subdivision 87, 88, 88, 89. I am completely blank. I do not know what to do. He said, what you have studied? I said, I did my master's in planning from School of Planning, Delhi. Then I did my PhD from Kharagpur. And now this is my first assignment. Oh, PhD. You are asking me. You do not know what to do. I said, sorry, I have no experience. I only studied input-output analysis. I studied cost-benefit analysis. I studied regional planning, but my all theories are failing. What do I do? You studied input-output analysis. You studied cost-benefit analysis. So many analysis you have learned. But while learning this, you lost the common sense. I said, what do I do? What common sense? Well, no input-output analysis. Simply call Rajiv Gandhi, ask him to inaugurate something here, ribbon cutting. I said, Dada, it's my job. I have to give a report. I'm really in trouble. He said, I am giving you a solution. I said, Rajiv Gandhi, he was the prime minister at that point of time. He said, Rajiv Gandhi, Ashish Chatterjee, calling him for cutting the ribbon. What are you telling? He said, gentlemen, I was not joking with you. He was also doing during those days like this. Unko bhi ye wo ho raha tha. Gentlemen, I am not joking with you. You were not taught in your planning that development follows road. For development to go, you have to have a road. The nearest town is Jaipur town. There is one Jaipur in Odisha. The nearest town is Jaipur town. It's just 23 kilometers. If Rajiv Gandhi comes, there will be a road. And once the road comes, that video ekka who wants to put up a shop and sell soaps for Adivasi people, shops will come, soaps will be sold. Monetary economy will develop. Transport will come. Road will come, transport will come, shops will come, market economy will develop, tribals will learn monetary. Now they are into barter economy. They will learn monetary exchange. So simple. You just need to propose 23 kilometers road from Jaipur town to Malkangiri headquarters. Development is bound to come in just 5 to 7 years' time. Yeah, I got it. This is the real. You need to apply your common sense. I had proposed. Janki Vallabh Patnaik was the chief minister at that point of time. 23 kilometers. During those days, some 2 crores per kilometer of Pakka road. 46 crores. कहाँ से आएगा? क्या होगा? क्या है. I'll talk when development and poverty will talk what exactly the scenario is. But anyway, today you go, that road is Chamchamatai road. वहां पे इतनी इंडस्ट्रीज आ चुके हैं. लैंड खजाना था, खजाना. That land industries got once the road came. So a justice need to be given. Gentlemen, your Dimapur, highly congested. Highly congested. People say here, everybody has a car, everybody has this thing, they park it, they do not know anything, that thing. So many, they were blaming themselves. They are made to believe that they are the culprits. I said, why can't a person have a car? Let him have a car. What is your chief minister's duty? You go and see in Noida, we have a multi-storied parking, 10 manzila, and 1,500 cars can be parked here. Can Dimapur not have a multi-storied parking if you are congested near your railway station or on the way to airport? Immediately the problem is solved. Your roads are free. Your market is free. You widen your roads. On the way to Kohima, on the hillside, completely devastated roads. Who will develop? I will develop as an individual. I'm giving tax. What's your duty? Said lots of corruption. You can't help. I can't help. So these are social issues. These are not individual problems. So the scheduled and tribal areas, health and education schemes. Health, education, roads, these are all social. We have lots of health schemes, lots of Ayushman Bharat और क्या है, बहुत कुछ है. Now education is taking a sea change. Our time was 10 plus 2 plus 3. Isn't it? We studied. वो सब लड़ झगड़ के कुछ करना है. अरे किसी को फर्स्ट डिवीजन मिल गया तो गांव वाले मतलब. But today 10th has no value. Today it is new education policy talks of something 5 plus 3, 8 plus 3 plus 4. UGC has also made a rule that if you are 4 years graduation, you can directly join PhD. New education policy. They are incorporating vocational education, na? Huh? Vocational education from standard 6. They have their logic. Critics have their logic. Something. We'll look into it. Rural and urban development schemes. You have lots of rural development schemes. You have lots of urban development schemes. JNURM. Nowadays, nobody talks of JN. Now something is DDU. दीन दयाल उपाध्याय. पता नहीं वो कौन थे एक जनाब. हाँ. He actually, his dead body was found near Mughal Sarai. And that's why I think Mughal Sarai's name is also changed or something like that. Something. In Delhi, you have a Deen Dayal Upadhyay Marg near ITO, where I used to study. So today, urban development and rural development schemes are there. They are going on. And there are miscellaneous schemes. Miscellaneous schemes like Gati Shakti. Gati Shakti एक सुना है नाम? गति शक्ति. तरह तरह की कुछ और संस्कृताइज नेम्स दिया जाता है. Earlier it used to be something National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, NREGA. Nowadays no Shwarna Jayanti Gram Swaraj Yojana. Something like that. आजकल थोड़ा सा रुझान उसी की तरफ है. इंग्लिश कहने से नो, इट्स बीइंग स्नॉप्ड. अंग्रेजी बोलता है. Anyway, that's all about the syllabus. Now you need to understand what, पता नहीं क्या है, देखते हैं. Understanding social issue. हम until and unless we have a feeling of a social issue, we cannot write an answer on social issue. Personal issues, I said, personal problems are those that individuals deal with themselves with or without help of others. हमारे मेरे घर में my daughter got cough and cold, fever, and finally it was found something like swine flu. Later on we came to know it was a big problem. I think some 10-15 years it's not an issue. The problem is when 40% of the total population is below poverty line, abject poverty. A family staying in a dilapidated house is in an unhygienic condition, it is personal. A person has committed suicide because he has incurred a huge loss and cannot repay loan. These are personal. They become collective. They become social. They become a group phenomena when lots of people cannot repay their loan because of a bad weather. And they raise that issue that हमारे 1 लाख का तो वेव नहीं होता है, 10 करोड़ का राइट ऑफ हो जाता है. They become a social issue. And this kind of a social issue is not only social, it is also political. Because 200 करोड़ वेव हो जाता है, वो आराम से लंदन में आलिशान बांग्लो में रहता है, यहां से सीबीआई अधिकारी जाता है एंड stays in their house in the name of arresting him. I know personally one of my friend who was into CBI. He used to go to catch Vijay Mallya, and Vijay Mallya used to receive him and give him the total hospitality. He will catch. He retired. वो कुछ नहीं किया. There is a political dimension. Why Vijay Mallya is never caught? Why bullies are sent for the farmers? There is a political dimension of it. There is an economic dimension. अगर ये विजय माल्या का वेव ऑफ नहीं होगा, बैंक दिवालिया हो जाएगा, बैंक को भी देना पड़ेगा. That angle comes. And social angle तो है ही. Farmers as a social group. Capitalists as a social group. And there can be religious dimension. I do not know. So, writing the answer, you have social, economic, and political. You try to find out the introduction from the question itself and give a healthy conclusion. Answer is yours. 50% कहीं नहीं गया. हर चीजें पढ़ाई नहीं जाती है, हर चीज पढ़ी नहीं जाती है, हर चीज जानी नहीं जाती है. थोड़ी लगाना पड़ता है. एग्जाम हॉल पे बैठ के लिखना नहीं, थोड़ा इंतजार करो. जस्ट वेट फॉर अ व्हाइल, रीड इट प्रॉपरली, यूज योर थिंकिंग कैप coolly, put it in a structure. Go ahead. But when a large number of population in a city stay in a dilapidated house, stay in dilapidated houses in an unhygienic condition, it becomes a social issue called slum. Similarly, when a large number of farmers commit suicide because they cannot repay their loan, then farmer suicide becomes a social issue. पसीना हो रहा है धरती में. Social issues are problems that affect the society at large. They can be poverty, problems associated with urbanization, communalism, secularism, regionalism. These are affecting the total society. So, we are calling it social issue. ठीक है? These issues are often related to current events. Often related to current event. Like I said, pandemic. It's a current event. Farmer suicide. It's a current event. And this educational policy. It's a current event. There are many. Right to information, right to education, schemes for the vulnerable sections of the society, reservation for the, what do you call it? Garib, wo jo economic criteria in reservation. These are the current things. And it was very nicely said by one of the justices in Supreme Court that reservation was meant not for things which can be solved. Reservation was meant the thing which is unsolvable, like you can become a multi-millionaire, but आपके नाम के साथ अगर फलाना मंडल लिखा हुआ है, गांव में आपको लोग मंडल ही बोलेंगे. With your change in economic status, your social status won't change. अगर आप का डिवोर्स हो गया, even if you are a rich man, your social status is you are a divorcee. It doesn't change with economy. A poor, you are giving a reservation. A poor can change his status. So, वहां के लिए रिजर्वेशन नहीं. Reservation was for physically challenged. Reservation was for Dalit. Reservation was for tribal. Reservation was for some of the deprived sections. हाँ ठीक है. With the demand of politics, with the demand of people, demand of participation, another new dimension came. But in a bench of 5, 2 justices had voiced their concern that because even slaves' position. At the point of time, slaves used to have slaves. They became rich. They played a good role in the economy. They used to have slaves. But nevertheless, he was considered a slave. उसको काला आदमी ही बोला जाता था. Kala remained Kala. He never could change his position. That was the basis of reservation. I think the gentleman was today's, that point of time, who gave this concern. The gentleman was Chandrachud. मैं सही याद नहीं है मुझे who gave this judgment but could not. Anyway, और क्या था? Unemployment, sexual harassment of women at workplace, etc. These are the current issues. But they could be generic in nature also. One could be current. One could be generic. Generic means general. सदियों से चले आ रहा है. For example, dowry. Dowry is not a current issue. Dowry, what it was, is not it is. Earlier, people used to say, बेटा मेरा सरकारी नौकरी में क्लर्क लगा है, स्कूटर चलाता है. दहेज तो देना पड़ेगा ना. टुडे दे दीजिए जो अच्छा लगे. बाद में क्या मांगते हैं? फ्लैट. शहर में नौकरी करता है, फ्लैट तो देना ही पड़ेगा बाद में, 6 महीने बाद. और कार आई है, देना पड़ेगा. बाद में दे देते हैं. अचानक कल तक पनवेल में रहते थे. Used to stay in Panvel. Panvel is far away in the suburb. In the, what is that? Harbour line. अचानक सुना थर खरीद लिया शादी के बाद. मैंने बोला तेरा बेटा थर खरीद लिया? हाँ यार. अच्छा. मैंने बोला पनवेल में ही है कि अभी सायन में आ गया? बोले नहीं, पनवेल में ही है. मैंने बोला अच्छा, समझ में आ गया. हाँ, अच्छी खानदान में शादी हुई ना. आईटी. Today's dowries dimensions are different. वो और किस्म के डाउरी हो चुकी है. Today's dowry is not displaced on the Vedi mandap of the शादी. मैरिज मंडप में नहीं, पीछे से आ जाता है. एंड नागालैंड, आई वॉज आस्किंग अ बॉय, ही सेड डाउरी इज द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम. आई सेड यू बीइंग अ बॉय यू आर टेलिंग डाउरी इज द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम. तू तो खुश होना चाहिए था रे. बोलता है नो, हियर आवर प्रॉब्लम इज लिटिल डिफरेंट. मतलब क्या ना, लड़के वालों को 4 सुअर देना पड़ेगा. 4 pigs. You have to give 4 pigs as a dowry? Huh? Only sometimes. They have, मैंने 4 pigs दे दो, क्या है? तो बोलता है each pig costs around 30 to 40,000. फिर तो शादी करना मुश्किल है. And you know, what's your name? The biggest thing is that they said we have men and women equality. Men and women are equal here. There is no much difference of men and women as it is in your Bengal or Odisha or Andhra. Our men and women are equal here. I said, in the next class I will look into it and come with the data. Believe me, I saw the data. A woman has 6 children, 7 children, 8 children. It cannot be an indicator of equality. One girl at that point of time, when I gave the total fertility rate of Nagaland, of Manipur, of other 7 states, the kind of demographic indicators they have was not very good. That itself is an indicator. Women do not have that say. Who in today's world, which woman wants to have 8 children, 9 children? Am I wrong? आज की तारीख में 8, 9, 10 अगर बच्चे हैं, क्या हुआ? It's not a very good indicator. It's not very good indicator of equality between men and women. And the total fertility rate data, district-wise, it was shown, was not good. Even maternal mortality is while giving birth to a child, mothers are dying. It's not a very good indicator that women are empowered there. No, gender bias prevails across the globe. In the Western society, the biggest harasser was, I don't hesitate to tell, 72 cases were there against his name. He was Donald Trump. Donald Trump, when he was said, 72 women have complained against your name after he became the president. 72 allegations are there, sexual harassment allegation. What was his reply, Are they of my standard? His reply was, are they of my standard? Sexual harassment, gender bias is there in the Western world also. Only पैमाना बदल जाता है. What kind of sexual harassment in the Eastern world, in the Western world, but it lies. When the students in Nagaland, they were saying that we have equality. When I kept the data, the girl said, her name was some sumo. I don't remember her name. At least I remember some sumo or something like that. Sumi. So she said, sir, it is not visible. It is there. He said a very good sentence. It is not visible, but it is there. Because we are used to, we have accepted the thing as it is, irrespective of the society, irrespective of the things. Gender bias is there. For example, high fertility and large population, development and deprivation of vulnerable groups, dowry, child marriage, these are of generic nature. They are general in nature. अच्छा, इसके वजह से तुम्हें देखने में तकलीफ तो नहीं हो रही है? ठीक है. So they are generic in nature. The earlier one was of current, specific in nature. They are generic. एक तो specific है, एक general है. That is the social issues के type. Both these types of social issues may look like economic or political in nature. Like I said, reservation is a social issue. इसको political बना दिया, इसको economic बना दिया, बन सकता है. One can give the political aspect of reservation. One can give the social aspect of reservation. बन सकता है. We have to give the three angles, social, economic and political. It may look like economic or political in nature. For example, poverty and unemployment, it can be linked to economic growth of the country. While analyzing poverty, you need not always only talk of stratification system. 20% of the population controlling the 80% of the resources and 80% of the population. ठीक है. मैं कहाँ खड़े होने से कैमरा में यहाँ खड़ा होना पड़ेगा? हाँ, यहाँ. तो बच्चे देख नहीं पाएंगे. देखूंगा. आप इसको लाइव करिए. वंस इट वॉज लाइव, आई नो. अभी लाइव नहीं है, डिले चल रहा है. हाँ, ठीक है. तो for example, poverty, unemployment, it can be linked to economic growth of the country. Always it need not be inequality. Always it need not be stratification. Always it need not be related to the social system. We can link it with GDP and economic growth. Underdevelopment of the northeastern region may look like a political issue. If you go around northeast, they have enough resources. But They remain underdeveloped. रोड नहीं है, सड़क नहीं है, कैसे होगा? विप्लव पान्नालाल दासगुप्त ने कहा था, सड़क नहीं है. I mean, I'm used to over the last 30 odd years roads in Delhi, but when I saw the roads in Kohima, I said, why it is so? Well, sir, you are coming first time, so it is very strange to you. We are used to it. We are used to it. I asked one girl, she was wearing a good canvas shoe, white colored chamchamata. All the 15 days she was coming with good shoes. I said, what is your frequency of cleaning your shoes? यहाँ तो बहुत सड़कें गंदे और बारिश भी होती है. बोला एवरी डे. मैंने बोला रोज जूता धोते हो? बोला हाँ. हम तो 10 दिन में, 12 दिन में, 15 दिन में धोते हैं. सड़कों का बेहाल दशा. सड़कें नहीं है तो कहां से डेवलपमेंट आएगी? कितनी घूम के आना पड़ता है. और अंग्रेजों ने भी, इंग्लिश पीपल, व्हाट दे डिड, they created one East Pakistan. It is in between this part of India. नहीं, इस बांग्लादेश एंटर्स बीच में दे दिया उनको. उसको घूम के आना पड़ता है गुवाहाटी जाके. अदरवाइज वी कुड हैव गॉन वेरी क्विकली. यू कुड हैव कम वेरी क्विकली. कहां से इंडिया को डिवाइड किया. अरे देना था उस तरफ दे देते, देना था इस तरफ दे देते. इधर एक उधर एक, जानबूझ के बदमाशी. लड़ते रहो जिंदगी भर, लड़ते रहो. I mean, the Northeast got detached because of this Bangladesh. Completely detached. It's English people's creation. Anyway, underdevelopment of the northeastern region may look like a political, but it's a social problem. We need to look into it. We need to look into their education. We need to look into their health. We need to look into their tribal autonomy versus integration issue. This is more social. Only thing is that चश्मा, किस चश्मे से आप देख रहे हैं. हाँ जरूर इकोनॉमिक इनपुट आउटपुट एनालिसिस होनी चाहिए, कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस होना चाहिए, पंचायत पार्टिसिपेशन होनी चाहिए, पर मेन चश्मा तो सोशल, एजुकेशन, हेल्थ, रिलीजन, कास्ट, क्लास, एथनिसिटी, स्ट्रैटिफिकेशन, इनइक्वालिटी, इसी में ही सोशियोलॉजी बंद पड़ा है, आगे कुछ नहीं है. But it depends on the lens with which it is observed. For example, I'll give one example, you will understand what lens means. When I say the lens with which you look into it, if I can't explain, it's simply a statement. I'll give you an example. This particular Koraput experience, long ago, what happened? For the recurrent 10 years, there was no rain. So, World Bank decided that hand pumps, drinking water provision should be made. That was the year. I'm unable to recollect. I was working on behalf of Operations Research Group at that point of time. They decided at that particular Kudumuluguma block that they will put 6 hand pumps. So geologists were called in, geologists came and they identified the aquifers. They call it aquifer, means मिट्टी के नीचे जहां पानी है. Those spots they identified, 6 such spots were identified and hand pumps were installed. When 10 years there was no rain, when hand pumps came, people were very happy. They were very, very happy. Fine. Things were done, water came. Presumably when they get potable drinking water, they will suffer less from diseases. They will not have to go too far for carrying water. They can save their time and put it into what you call productive income generation activities, their life. They can give their time. When they get more money by not spending in collection of water, दो पैसा जेब में भी आएगा, वक्त भी मिलेगा, हेल्थ भी अच्छा होगा. Things were done. The second year, again in the month of April, just before summer, a midterm evaluation was to be done for these hand pumps, how they are working. We went, and what we found? All the 6 hand pumps were defunct. क्या हुआ? मिस्त्री नहीं है. मिस्त्री मीन्स मैकेनिक नहीं है. क्या हुआ? Jaipur is 23 kilometers. No mechanic likes to come here just for preparation of a hand pump. So we are sociologists. What we say? Oh, no, people should be trained. They should become mechanic. Do self-help. Concept है ना, self-help group. We created a self-help group. Help yourself, empower yourself. Self-help group बना लिया. Sociological concept. जितने फंडे थे, इनपुट, आउटपुट, कॉस्ट, बेनिफिट, सेल्फ-हेल्प वगैरह वगैरह सब डाल दिया. Self-help group were created. Trainers were called in. They trained. Hands-on were done. They repaired it. And water started coming. ठीक, हो गया. The next year again April came, final term evaluation. And we went to see the 6 hand pumps. All the hand pumps were defunct. अरे सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप बना दिया. क्या हुआ? वो पता नहीं. Then we had why women involvement is needed. We had one, Rama Kashyap. Rama, now she is retired, old. She is a sociologist from Stella Maris, Chennai, and then she was in Australia. And then came back here as a consultant to gender, consultant to DANIDA, Danish International Development Agency. She was called in. Rama went and talked to the people what the issue is. And he kept on talking for a week. Rama, क्या कर रहे हो यार? Let me talk, let me see what the problem is. Okay, you see, we were sitting coolly in inspection bungalow. DATA मिलता है, खाना पीना खाओ, मस्ती करो, और क्या करेंगे? After 7 days of his Ghamashan survey, he came out and said, प्लम्बर ट्रेनिंग देना पड़ेगा. बोले दिया ही तो. बोला नो, विमेन, आदिवासी विमेन प्लम्बर बनेंगे. मैंने बोला अरे यार, तुमने कभी देखा है क्या विमेन प्लम्बर? शहरों में भी नहीं देखा, इन आदिवासी में. बोला नहीं, women should be given training in plumbing. हमने रमा 3 साल बर्बाद हो गया कि तुम और 1 साल बर्बाद करोगे. प्लीज come out with 7 days you have spent and we'll return back. Will be asked, तुम 7 दिन ठहरे वहां TADL लिए और मस्ती कुछ नहीं. वुमेन ट्रेनर, वुमेन को प्लम्बर बनाया, कभी देखा है वुमेन प्लम्बिंग? अरे आई एम टॉकिंग ऑफ 89, 90 समथिंग. आज के तारीख में दिल्ली में वुमेन प्लम्बर नहीं है. कुरुपुट, कुडुमुलगुमा, वे बैक इन 89, वुमेन प्लम्बर. इट वाज सो स्ट्रेंज टू अस. शी सेड, 3 साल तो अपनी दिमाग में बर्बाद किया ना, 1 साल मेरे कहने पर. हमारे पास कोई चारा भी नहीं था. We said, okay, let us do it. And we trained Sudha. I still remember Sudha. Sudha was trained, master trainer, master plumber, along with 3 other ladies. We came back. 1990 or 91, we came back to see another evaluation where exactly it lies. All the 6 hand pumps were working. I said, ये मैजिक क्या है? बोला, whom did you train? ये बेवड़े मीन्स शराबी. ये बेवड़े ताड़ी पी के साइकिल लेके चले जाते हैं. Never they stay in the village. Sometimes in the night they don't come. Do you think they are worried about our water? You trained them, they left. We are always at home. You should have trained. Your lens is that women cannot do. You should have a real social lens to see, no, women can also do. वो आंखें चाहिए. सोशल इश्यूज लिखने के लिए वो नजर चाहिए, वो लेंस चाहिए. एंड वंडरफुली एनफ द ड्रिंकिंग वाटर प्रॉब्लम ऑफ कुडुमुलुकुमा block was solved forever, and the model got replicated. Here lies the beauty of social problem and social issues and social solutions. You have to have that eye. वो नजरें होनी चाहिए, तभी जाके बन सकती. चलिए आगे बढ़ते. So, while dealing with social issues, the focus will mainly be social in nature. Like I said several times, I'm telling, it could be gender, it could be ethnicity, it could be caste, it could be religion, it could be stratification. All these are education, health, ये सब अगर आप बोलोगे social aspect. Analysis of social issues will also shed light on economic, political, geographical dimensions. Like I said, cost, benefit, input, output, legislation, climatic condition, etc. But the focus basically will be social in nature. And from the geological component थी. People identified aquifers. Geologists were called in. Economists did a feasibility report, cost-benefit analysis. But the angle of gender, the social angle, made it success. Had women not been trained, how far cost-benefit analysis been your economically viable, feasible solutions you could have brought it? Just because that you didn't have that gender angle, years after years, the programs fail. Years after years, the program do not give you result. दमदार नतीजे आने के लिए, समाज में कोई स्कीम्स के दमदार नतीजे आने के लिए एक दमदार सोशल नजरिया होनी चाहिए, वो चश्मा होनी चाहिए. इज इट क्लियर? ठीक है. नाउ विल कम टू सोशल जस्टिस. व्हाट इज जस्टिस? एक तो सोशल वी हैव अंडरस्टूड. व्हाट इज सोशल? इट इज कलेक्टिव. नाउ व्हाट इज जस्टिस? क्या है जस्टिस? क्या है? एनीबडी कैन गिव एनीथिंग? इंसाफ. अजमल कसब का भी ट्रायल हुआ, दिन दहाड़े गोली मारा, सीसीटीवी कैमरे में पकड़ा गया था, बावजूद भी उसको लटकाने के लिए 1 साल की वक्त लगी. उसको एक सुनने की मौका दिया गया था, उसकी सुनवाई हुई. He was heard. He could. There were advocates who was giving his viewpoints. irrespective of whether he was hanged, whether he was released, that is immaterial. The process, वो इंसाफ का तराजू, ये इंसाफ वो इंसाफ नहीं है जो आंखों में पट्टी बांध के तराजू देख रहा है। वो इंसाफ नहीं है। इसकी आंखों में पट्टी नहीं है, ये आंखें खोल के कलेक्टिव इनजस्टिस को देखता है और अपना राय देता है। ऑल आर नॉट इक्वल हियर, ऑल आर नॉट इक्वल हियर। ये आंख बंद करके धर्मराज आपके नजर में सारे बराबर है, सोशल जस्टिस इज नॉट दैट। ये धर्मराज आंखें खोल के बैठा है, वो देखता है ये इंसाफ की तराजू का पलड़ा किस तरफ भारी होना है, किस तरफ कम होना है। ये इंसाफ आंखें बंद वाली ऐसा तस्वीर नहीं है। सोशल जस्टिस इज कीप योर आईज एंड ईयर्स ओपन एंड सी what needs to be done. Not the equal treatment, but equal outcome. Treatment is not important. हमने स्कूल खोल दिया सभी के लिए, तो पढ़ लो, वो नाकाफी है। गांव से स्कूल तक आने के लिए सड़कें महफूज नहीं हैं। गर्ल्स find it very difficult to come to the school and return back in the evening. So, keeping the girls, keeping your eyes open for the girls, उसको अगर हम नहीं बनाते, 5वीं क्लास के बाद ड्रॉप आउट एक आम बात है, क्योंकि सड़कें महफूज नहीं है। लड़कों के लिए शौचालय हो ना हो, लड़की के लिए एक अगर शौचालय नहीं है, वो एक नाइंसाफी है। बच्चों की पढ़ाई आगे बढ़ नहीं पाएगी। दफ्तर में 12 छुट्टी आपके लिए, 12 छुट्टी मेरे लिए, पर उनके लिए भी अगर 12 छुट्टी हो जाए, उनको आगे और ना दिया जाए, इट कैनॉट वर्क। उनको एक मैटरनिटी लीव देनी पड़ेगी। धर्मराज आंखें बंद करके 12 छुट्टी सभी को दे दे, बात बनेगी नहीं, समाज व्यवस्था टूट जाएगी। सामाजिक न्याय के लिए, सोशल जस्टिस के लिए आंखें खुली होनी चाहिए। इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट नहीं, इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ द अनइक्वल्स इज द बिगेस्ट इनइक्वालिटी। इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट मेरे साथ, अगर आप जैसे एक नौजवान को बोले कि हाँ यहां से ये सीढ़ी धड़ 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 उतरो, धड़ 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 चढ़ो, इससे बढ़कर नाइंसाफी क्या हो सकता है? मुझे आंखों में दिखता नहीं है, कानों में सुनता नहीं है, मेरी टांग लड़खड़ाती है, आपके साथ मैं उतरूं, आपके साथ मैं चढ़ूं, नामुमकिन है। इंसाफ के लिए अनइक्वल ट्रीटमेंट जरूरी है। इक्वल आउटकम के लिए ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ अनइक्वल्स are needed. I do not know. Could I explain? Could I convince you? All cannot be treated equally. If you treat everybody equally, you are doing the biggest injustice. You may say, न्याय के नजर में, इंसाफ के नजर में सब बराबर है। ऊपर वाला, नीचे वाला, गरीब, अमीर, सब बराबर है। वो कानूनी बातें हैं। समाज का कानून कुछ और है। समाज में वैसा चल नहीं सकता। चलिए हम देखते हैं थोड़ा सा और इसको समझाने के लिए। एक पेड़ है, ये दोनों हाइट के सीढ़ी दोनों जने को दिया गया है। बोले कि हमने सीढ़ी दे दिया, आप फल तोड़ो और खाओ। ये खटाखट खाए जा रही है। इस बेचारी का हाल देखो, सीढ़ी बराबर है क्योंकि ये पेड़ थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा है। पास भी आ जाए उसको ये नहीं मिलेगा, फल तो इस तरफ ज्यादा है। इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ अनइक्वल्स इज नॉट जस्टिस। In the illustration, two individuals have the same type of stairs to pluck fruits from the tree, but one is able to and the one is not. एक ले पा रहा है, एक नहीं ले पा रहा है। हमने क्या किया? हमने इस पेड़ को थोड़ा सा हमारा इस तरफ कर दिया। इसको भी मिल रहा है, इसको भी मिल रहा है। सीढ़ी तो बराबर की थी मगर नतीजा बराबर का नहीं था। सामाजिक न्याय के लिए थोड़ा सा तिरछी नजर होनी चाहिए। कहते हैं ना, रिजर्वेशन चल रहा है, रिजर्वेशन चल रहा है, ना इंसाफी हो रहा है, ना इंसाफी हो रहा है, ये लोग वो ये हो जा रहे हैं, वो हो जा रहे हैं। किसी अरे यार, they need reservation. I said, a slave can have 10 slaves as his slaves, but his identity as a slave never goes. मंडल तो मंडल ही रह जाता है, उसे हुक्का नहीं मिलता है चौधरियों के बीच, चाहे वो कितनी अमीर ना हो जाए। Now the tree is tilted a bit so that both can pluck the fruits of the tree. Here, not only both are treated equally with same stairs, but also both have equal opportunity. क्योंकि हमने ट्री को थोड़ा सा टिल्ट किया। ट्री इज अ नेचुरली ऑकरिंग सिस्टम, इसको हमने थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा किया। अभी सोसाइटी क्या है? The tree is naturally occurring system, but the social system is intentionally designed to reward a few. For example, patriarchy. Patriarchy में simple. What patriarchy, how impactful it is. If I say you, soft and sweet, what is coming to your mind? Girl. खूबसूरत एक लड़की नजर आती है। मैं अगर कहूं एंग्री एंड एडमेंट, आपको नजर आता है, आप नहीं सोच रहे। एंग्री एंड एडमेंट कहने से यू आर नॉट थिंकिंग ऑफ अ गर्ल। आपका वो अमिताभ बच्चन का एंग्री यंग मैन, डॉन वाली ये वाली याद आती है। मगर देयर वर चॉकलेट बॉयज, शहीद कपूर, ऋषि कपूर, इवन आमिर खान वॉज ऑल्सो काइंड ऑफ अ चॉकलेट बॉय। देयर आर मल्लेश्वरी। हमारे जमाने में लोग बोलते थे, तेरे को श्राप देता हूं, तेरी बीबी ना पीटी उषा जैसा होगा। हाँ, ऐसे ही बोलते थे। बट टुडे यू गो टू अ जिम, गर्ल्स आर ट्रेन जिम। और मुझे तो शर्म आता था जाके देख के, इनके सामने मैं कुछ कर नहीं पाऊंगा। थिंग्स आर चेंजिंग। दिस इज patriarchy has given us a thinking like this, that women can never be a plumber. We are trained not to see certain things. मैंने एक लड़के को पूछा, तुम्हारे पापा क्या करते हैं? तो पापा कमाते हैं। माँ क्या करती है? माँ घर पे सभी का ये करना वो करना। बट हर मदर वॉज इन अ गवर्नमेंट जॉब। वो बोल नहीं पाया, आज से कुछ 20 साल पुरानी बात। पापा कमाते हैं, माँ खाना बनाती है, इन स्पाइट ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट हर मदर वॉज इन अ गवर्नमेंट टीचर। पैट्रियर्की trains us not to see certain things from the early childhood. जो लड़की है, I still remember one of our uncle, बैनर्जी का को हम बोलते थे, उनके 5 बेटी, उसके बाद बेटा. While son was, I mean, sixth time when auntie was pregnant, she got TB. And during those days, TB means a gone case. Uncle had to sell off his house to see that it was a baby boy. The boy came. He worked after retirement. बच्चे को, लड़के को पढ़ाना है. आफ्टर 12th क्लास छोटी वाली बेटी को उन्होंने स्कूल बंद करवा दिया. मैं, आई एम नॉट टेलिंग ऑफ अ जाहिल खानदान, अंगूठा छाप वाली नहीं, पढ़े लिखे. आंटी वॉज, आई थिंक 10th क्लास. अंकल वॉज अ ग्रेजुएट वर्किंग इन रेलवे, पार्सल क्लर्क. एक एक करके बेटियों की शादी देते गए. छोटी वाली, उसकी शादी दे नहीं पा रहे थे, उसको पढ़ाई बंद करा दिए आफ्टर 12th, saying that if she becomes graduate it will be very difficult to find a matching groom. तू और मत पढ़. लड़के को पढ़ाए. एमटेक कराने के बाद लड़का गया इधर एयरफोर्स में. कारगिल भी लड़ा था, वो दूसरी बात है. और लड़का तो हमेशा बाहर ही बाहर रहा. 4 बेटियां तो शादी हो गई. यही जिसके 12वीं के बाद पढ़ाई बंद करा दिए थे, वही आज 92 इयर्स ओल्ड मदर को देखती है. वही एक स्कूल के टीचर है, वही मदर को देखती है, खिलाना पिलाना हगाना मुताना. मैंने उसे कहा, तू, तेरे पापा तो तेरे को 12th के बाद स्कूल से छुड़ा दिए थे ना, मैचिंग ग्रूम नहीं मिलेगा. बेटे को पढ़ा रहे थे कि वो खानदान के चिराग है, बुढ़ापे में देखेगा. भाई तो कहाँ चला गया रे, अब तू. बोला, दादा छोड़ो ना वो सब बातें. शी एक्सेप्टेड लाइफ एज इट इज. दिस इज पैट्रियर्की. इससे बढ़कर मिसाल पैट्रियर्की और क्या हो सकता है? ये है पुरुष शासित समाज. एंड बाद में बात करेंगे, पहले जस्टिस में जाते हैं. आई थिंक यू हैव अंडरस्टूड व्हाट पैट्रियर्की मीन्स. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, पैट्रियर्की, कास्ट रिलेटेड नॉर्म्स, these are, social system is intentionally designed. ये कोई, not like a tree naturally occurring. Social system is intentionally designed. पैट्रियर्की हम नहीं बनाया, छुआछूत हम नहीं बनाया, डाउरी हम नहीं बनाया, चाइल्ड मैरिज हम नहीं बनाया. इट्स नॉट नेचुरली ऑकरिंग. तो इसको टिल्ट करना जरूरी है. राज की तरह आंखें बंद करके नहीं, आंखें खोल के, तराजू के पलड़ा एक तरफ भारी करके इंसाफ दिलवानी है. तभी सोशल जस्टिस आ सकता है. एनी क्वेश्चन व्हेन कम्स इनटू related to social justice, you need to remember, I have to keep my eyes and ears open, unlike the legal justice, which is equal for all, irrespective of whether he is a prime minister or he is a labor class or he is simply let's not name Bilkis Bano, whosoever it is. It's equal treatment. If you have committed a crime, you must get a punishment. But social justice is not that. Social justice is different. Nevertheless, the social system appeared to be natural. It appears to be natural because the discrimination is practiced for a. अच्छा, मैं इस तरफ आने से दिखेगा क्या? वही बेटर है. इधर. अच्छा, नहीं उन्होंने. अच्छा, उधर तो दिख सकता है. हाँ, इधर वो देख रहे हैं. करेक्ट. जस्ट मोमेंट. वो नहीं. ठीक है, चलो भाई, यही बेटर है. चलो. So, nevertheless, social system appeared to be natural because the discrimination is practiced for a long, and so people believe that it's to be natural. लड़की है 12वीं क्लास में, बात पढ़ाई खत्म, शादी करनी है. They accept it as a natural. आज अगर मैं 40 साल बाद उस बात की जिक्र करी तो उसने बोला, दादा छोड़ो ना, इस पुरानी बातों को दोहरा के उस दिन तुम वो मान लिया था ना. एक लड़की को ऐसे नहीं छुड़ा सकते थे, क्योंकि लड़कियों की परवरिश ऐसी हुई पैट्रियार्की में. सो पैट्रियार्की, चाइल्ड मैरिज, डाउरी, दीज आर सोशली intentionally designed system which needs to be tilted a bit to give social justice. Women believe child rearing is their sole responsibility, क्योंकि वो चल ही आ रहा है, नेचुरल है. माँ है, उसी को ही दूध पिलाना है, उसी को ही परवरिश करना है, हगाना है, मुताना है. अरे बाप भी कर सकता है. अरे मैटरनिटी लीव देना है तो ओनली टू द फादर. नाउ गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स आर गिविंग पैटर्निटी लीव ऑल्सो. 15 days paternity leave is given. And also child care leave, PCL, 2 years with pay. There is a heavy resistance. You have taken 2 years child care leave, so promotion will not be given that period. That was my right. If I would not have taken child care leave, I would have not been given child care leave, my husband would not have helped me, because patriarchy. बच्चे को हगाना, मुताना, खिलाना पैट्रियार्की में हस्बैंड नहीं करता है. मैंने नहीं किया, गुनहगार हूं. मैं आई एम ऑल्सो विक्टिम ऑफ पैट्रियार्की. हमने भी दहेज लिया. I am also a victim of patriarchy. But when I tell my daughter, you are, enough age, get married, nothing doing. My marriage I will decide. नहीं, माँ भी तो बनना है, एज बढ़, वाई माँ बनना है. मैंने बोला, motherhood is a auspicious thing that all women cherish to have. Who said you? The third wave of feminism says motherhood is a creation of men, a drudgery put as a crown on the women's head, saying that it is very auspicious. The third wave of feminism is cultural. It says motherhood is a choice. अगर कोई मदर नहीं बनी, उसका शकल देख के सफर करना गुनाह नहीं है, कुछ नहीं होता है. There is a belief in good old days there's a word in Hindi, banj. You understand? Banj, infertile. उनके वैसे महिला की शकल देख के कहीं सफर शुरू नहीं करनी चाहिए. You should not travel looking at a woman who could not give birth to a child. I'll give you one instance. It goes inside, it will never come out. It was Puri Car Festival. We are in Orissa. My mother was to go. When she was just going, we were children, small. My brother was little taller than me. Neighbor's Ramana uncle's wife was sitting. While my mother was going, Ramana auntie said, Didi, wait, let me go, then you start your journey. My mom said, why? बोला नो, मेरी तो कोई औलाद नहीं है, मैं तो बांझ हूं, मेरी शकल देख के आप कहीं मत जाओ, अच्छा नहीं होता. She believes, because it has been followed over a long period of time, so it is being believed that it is natural. She said, मेरी शकल देख के सफर करना सही नहीं है, मैं चली जाती हूँ, 5 मिनट बाद आप निकलना. मेरी माँ बोली, ए बैठ, कुछ नहीं होता है, मैं जा रही हूँ. She went. She was to return by evening. My brother, दूध गर्म हो चुकी थी. उन दिनों चूल्हे में दूध होने के बाद छीके में लटकाते हैं. छीका जानते हो? छत से बिल्ली ना खा जाए. तो भाई ने देखा छीके में रखना होता है, इससे पकड़ के वो रखने गई और वो हाथ ऐसा हो गया, बच्चा ही था, और वो गिरा पूरे मुंह पे गरम दूध. वो ठंडा होने के बाद उठाता है, वो उसको पता नहीं. ही डिडंट नो ठंडा होने के बाद रखना है. वो गिरा, जल गया. उन दिनों डॉक्टर्स भी इतने नहीं होते थे. वो घर में जो था उसी से पूरा छलका निकल गया था. रमन आंटी केम, सेड, मैंने कहा था दीदी को मेरी शकल देख के जाना नहीं चाहिए. दीदी ने मानी नहीं. देखो कैसा हो गया हादसा. ये इत्तेफाक है, मगर हुआ है. ऐसे करते करते इट हैज बीन ऑकरिंग फॉर सच अ लॉन्ग टाइम दैट पीपल हैव स्टार्टेड बिलीविंग इट. वेर वी, कहां से कहां चला गया. पैट्रियार्की, सोशल जस्टिस, ये सब समझाते हुए वी वुमेन बिलीव इन चाइल्ड रियरिंग इज देयर सोल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. दलित्स बिलीव दे आर बोर्न टू सर्व. हाँ, वही बोलना चाहता था. Women, they themselves start believing because it has been practiced for a long period of time. Ramana auntie said. हालांकि ये एक इत्तेफाक थी, it was a coincidence, nevertheless. My mother must have forgotten that ऐसा हुआ था. मगर Ramana auntie, long ago when I went to my village, she said, do you remember? Later on she got a child. After lots of difficulty, she got a child. And she feels it's very precious, auspicious. Nothing precious, nothing auspicious. कोई इसमें ये नहीं है. But society made it auspicious. ममता तो शादी ही नहीं करी. जयललिता शादी ही नहीं करी. सकल मनुष्य है, ही है. क्या शादी नहीं करी? गजब, शादी करी ना उसने. मोदी ने कहा बीबी है, हलफनामा दी है. हाँ, दे आर पुअर बिकॉज दे आर इलिटरेट, फिजिकली चैलेंज, बिलीव दे नीड हेल्प. आई टेल यू, वन गर्ल working in our office, he said, horrible, these roads are. He said, roads are horrible. Entering our office with a wheelchair. आई वेंट, अंजलि अग्रवाल, कभी गूगल करके देखना, शी इज ऑन व्हील चेयर. She was called for an accessibility audit of her building. I learned my total accessibility audit from her. She was entering to our office, and there are cow trappers. You understand? And the gate, there will be cow trappers. Animals ना घुस पाए, गड्ढा गड्ढा नाले के ऊपर डाला रहता है. You do not know. There will be rods, and animals cannot enter. उसका पाँव फंस जाएगा. So it is, most of the offices will have that. Anjali was coming on the wheelchair. She has a motorized wheelchair which got stuck. And मैं तो तुरंत, मेरे अंदर लड़की है, खूबसूरत है, व्हीलचेयर में है, तो मैं उठाने गया. बोला होल्ड ऑन. मैं रुक गया. बोला मुझे पता है, मैं लड़की हूं, ऊपर से मैं खूबसूरत भी हूं, तुम्हारे अंदर एक रहम सा पैदा हुआ हो गया. मुझे तुम्हारी रहम नहीं चाहिए. तुम्हारे दफ्तर में घुसने की मेरी अपनी याद से मुझे हक चाहिए. ये काउ ट्रैपर क्यों है? मैंने बोला ये ना एनिमल्स रोकने के लिए. ओके, लेट देयर बी अ गेट and there be an iron plate so that I can enter without your pity. मुझे तुम्हारी रहम नहीं चाहिए. Anjali, educated in England, he thinks in a different way. मगर हमारे ब्लाइंड जो लड़कियां हैं, वो आते वक्त सिक्योरिटी गार्ड हाथ पकड़ के लाते हैं. She believes that she needs a pity. Because social system has been followed. I do not remember one such faculty I had called. She was visually impaired. मैं उनके हाथ पकड़ के लेने गया. मैंने उनका हाथ पकड़ा. लेके तो जाना है. कैसे जाऊं? कैसे जाऊं? उनको तो घुसाना है दफ्तर में. मैंने हाथ पकड़ा. He said, "You leave my hand. I know you do not know. Disability etiquette you are not aware of. You leave my hand." मैंने छोड़ दिया. बोला minimum etiquette is you catch hold here. यहां ऐसे मेरे हाथ मत पकड़ो. There are good touches, there are bad touches. मैंने बोला बाप रे. They don't want pity. They want right. Is social justice. You shouldn't have a cow trapper, have it, but there will be an iron plate. कभी मौका मिलेगा तो, I had done quite a few accessibility audit for many of the buildings. You tell me, if a person with a wheelchair, how can he get a coaching here? Can he? No. Building needs to be accessible universally. Not only, forget about it. The toilets, they need to have handrail. I never realized it. My mother used to लड़खड़ाती थी. So somewhere I saw handrails. I put handrails in the toilet. Today I need it. It is universally accessible not only for physically challenged, it is for old, it is for pregnant women, it is for those who are a little bit of arthritic problem. This is social justice, so simple. A reasonable accommodation. You don't have to do a lot. You have to have a little bit of reasonable accommodation. I'll tell you how reasonable accommodation. Few blinds were recruited on a what do you call it? Long ago, I'm talking way back in 1995. Backlog clearance was needed. So many visually impaired boys and girls were recruited. And they were coming and sitting idly like this. कोई आगे बोलता है, मनीष, हाँ सर. यार तुम क्या कर रहे हो? क्या करेंगे सर? पानी ले आओ. वो बेचारा फिर डंडा पकड़ के पानी के लिए, बट ही वॉज नॉट अ पानी, ही वॉज टेकन एट द लेवल ऑफ, ही वॉज नॉट अटेंडेंट, पानी लाता था. देन वन डे यू ब्लाइंड एंड फ्यू हियरिंग इम्पेयर्ड. टुडे आई एम हियरिंग इम्पेयर्ड. मैं कान में मशीन लगाता हूँ. दिख रहा है ना, मेरा कान का मशीन दिख रहा है, दिखा देता हूं. ये क्या है, ये अभी निकलेगा नहीं, ये लगा हुआ है ना. आई हैव हियरिंग एड. दिख रहा है, हाँ. टुडे आई हैव हियरिंग एड. मे बी आई हैड लिटिल बिट ऑफ ये टू ट्रीट, आई कुड ट्रीट माई arthritis. Otherwise, I would have been in wheelchair also. हाँ, क्या बोल रहा था? Reasonable accommodation. Blinds were taken, they were asked to फाइल को इधर से उधर लो. It was not paperless office at that time. And they said, सर हमें ना चपड़ासी की तरह बर्ताव किया जा रहा है. हम चपड़ासी नहीं हैं, हम ब्रेल में पढ़े हैं पर ग्रेजुएट हैं, हमें अच्छा नहीं लगता. जो बहरे मतलब सुनते नहीं हैं, दे केम एंड दे एक्सप्लेन मी, सर हमारे साथ बातचीत करने का कोई नहीं है, मैं अकेला हूं, बैठे रहता हूं, कोई बातचीत नहीं करता है, देख के मुड़ के चला जाता है, बुला के समझाने की कोशिश करता हूं, कोई सुनता नहीं है, कोई समझता नहीं है. हमें नौकरी तो मिला है, पर कोई ना बात करे, कोई चपड़ासी की तरह बर्ताव करे, अच्छा नहीं लगता है. आपके यहाँ व्हीलचेयर में शी वॉज इंटरकॉस्ट, शी हैड डन हर इंटरकॉस्ट. वी सेड आपके यहाँ टॉयलेट का जो दशा है बहुत मुश्किल है. आई वेंट टू Ali Avarjang Institute of Hearing Impaired. I said, this is the complaint of our employees who are taken. Around 200 physically challenged people are taken and they are complaining. He said, it's a genuine complaint. You must look into it. Your system needs to be tilted a bit. You know what? We do not understand their language. You learn it. Didn't you learn English? Didn't you learn Bengali? Didn't you learn Hindi? Didn't you learn Oriya? Didn't you learn Telugu? Didn't you learn any other language? Similarly, learning sign language. What's that? It's so simple. What's your name? I said, my name is Ashish. He said, let me tell you how you tell my name is Ashish. He said, my, यहाँ बैच रहता है ना, नेम ASHIS. You write ABCDEFGHIJKLMNOPQRSTUVWXY. अभी करते जाओ. Social justice, you need to learn. Batches after batches, employees were given training. Batches after batches. Reasonable accommodation. Simply, a software is taken where the blind will not have to see. वो ऐसे लगा के Sparsh package was procured from National Association of Blind. हो गया. They are in the mainstream. टॉयलेट्स को थोड़ा सा ठीक किए, सीढ़ियों के बगल में थोड़ा रैंप लगाए, रैंप में थोड़ा सा हैंड रेल लगाए, उनके लिए ग्राउंड फ्लोर में इंतजाम किया गया. हो गया. सोशल जस्टिस. थोड़ी सी नजर को बदलना है. Could I convince you? Are you convinced? Or you still believe, why should they be given a privilege? It's not a privilege, it is justice. A reservation is not a privilege, it's justice. A reasonable accommodation. That's all. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Young boy, feeling tired? नहीं. Social system, just a moment. Social system needs to be tilted a bit so that with equal treatment, people have equal access. For example, a building design should be universally accessible. जब आप बिल्डिंग बनाते हो, we had a plot in Kolkata, and it was said, my brother said, वहां पे इंडिपेंडेंट बनाते हैं. मैंने बोला अरे बाप रे, मैं नहीं कब बनाता. बोला क्यों? मैंने बोला एकदम जमीन के साथ तो मैं घर घुस नहीं पाऊंगा, 2 सीढ़ी तो कम से कम होगी ना. बोला क्या है, होगा. मैंने बोला वाह, अभी मुझसे सीढ़ी चढ़ी नहीं जाती, अगर बीमार पड़ जाऊंगा. माय नेबर्स वाइफ फेल सिक. द नाइट 11 o'clock आई वाज कॉल्ड, अंकल माँ बेड रिडन है, उनको अस्पताल लेना पड़ेगा. मैंने बोला आता हूं. आया. शी वॉज कंप्लीटली बेड रिडन. मेरी ताकत नहीं है उसको उठा के ऐसे लेना. मैंने बोला थोड़ी खड़ी हो जाओ. खड़ी तो हुई, सीढ़ी के पास आके रुक गई. मैंने बोला नेहा थोड़ा पकड़. बोला अंकल मेरे कमर बहुत दर्द है. अब मैं बूढ़ा आदमी, मैं क्या पकड़ लूंगा. फिर द बिल्डिंग वॉज नॉट एक्सेसिबल. फिर मैंने बोला पाँव ऐसे रहे मेरे तरफ, ऐसे ये करो. मैं वो बोरियां जैसे ठक ठक करके निकालते हैं, वैसे गिरा के 3 सीढ़ी निकाल के मैंने लाया. बिल्डिंग नीड्स टू बी, इवन फॉर अस एट एन ओल्डर एज, सीढ़ियां चढ़ना बहुत मुश्किल है. मुझे तो फ्लैट ही सही लगता है. लिफ्ट में घुसो, घर में घुसो, सीढ़ी बीढ़ी चढ़ नहीं सकता. Reasonable accommodation. Women should have maternity benefit, etc. A simple equal treatment is not adequate. There is no greater inequality than equal treatment of unequals. There is no greater inequality than equal treatment of unequals. Could I convince you? Equal treatment is not the desired goal. The desired goal is equal outcome. Equal treatment of unequals is the greatest inequality. Partiality. Social justice is a process which ensures that individuals fulfill their societal roles and receive their due from the society. थोड़ा सा definition दिया. It's a process which ensures that individuals fulfill their societal roles and receive their due from the society. मैं व्हीलचेयर में हूं, मैं मेरा रोल तो प्ले करूंगा, मगर मुझे मेरा ड्यू मिलनी चाहिए. मैं एक लेडी हूं, मैं मेरी रोल तो प्ले करूंगी, मगर मुझे मैटरनिटी बेनिफिट चाहिए, मुझे चाइल्ड केयर लीव चाहिए, क्योंकि तुम्हारी यहां पैट्रियार्की है. दैट इज सोशल जस्टिस. सोशल जस्टिस इज जस्टिस इन टर्म्स ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वेल्थ and distribution of opportunities within society. कभी कभी होता है ना, if your income is more than 10 lakhs, your tax is 33%. But if your income is less than 5 lakhs, you don't have to pay any tax. One can say, कमा तो वो भी रहे हैं, वो 5 लाख पे टैक्स दे, मैं 12 लाख पे टैक्स दूं. नहीं, दैट इज इनइक्वालिटी, ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ अनइक्वल्स। जो ज्यादा कमाता है उसके टैक्स का पैमाना ज्यादा होता है। So this distribution needs to be fair and impartial. Wealth distribution needs to be fair. It needs to be impartial. With equal access and participation. People should participate equally. इसकी सीढ़ी इस तरफ है, ट्री उधर टिल्टेड है, उसका पार्टिसिपेशन हो नहीं रहा है। Intervention needed in the society so that equal do have equal, so that unequal do have equal participation. सेफ्टी, जब आप सोशल इंटरवेंशन करोगे, यू मस्ट इंश्योर safety and security is important while tinkering with the long prevailing social system. सदियों से चली आ रही है दहेज को मिटाने जाओगे। अगर किसी लड़की के बाप जाके पुलिस थाने में बोल दें कि ये कानून है, ये मुझसे दहेज मांग रहा है, डंडा चल जाएगा। You need to give adequate safety and security. चाइल्ड मैरिज को रोकते गई भौरी देवी एक सामूहिक बलात्कार हो गया। बात करिए वुमेन रिजर्वेशन की, सबसे पहले उठ के लालू यादव बोला नहीं हो सकता, मुलायम सिंह बोले नहीं हो सकता, सारे नेताएं बोलने लग गए नहीं हो सकता, अगर जो महिला करते उसको दबा दे, जरूरत पड़ने पर वायलेंस हो जाओ। So safety and security is very important while ensuring social justice by tinkering with the social system. Social system क्या है? Dowry. Social system क्या है? Patriarchy. Social system क्या है? Child marriage. Social system क्या है? Gender bias and so many things. Dalits, untouchables. Untouchables बोल दे, उना फ्लॉगिंग चालू हो जाएगा। तो इन दैट केस यू नीड टू गिव adequate safety. Simple reservation is not enough. Safety and security must be ensured to render social justice. Women asking for rights face domestic violence. घर पे जितनी डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस इसलिए नहीं कि वो काम करती नहीं, इसलिए नहीं कि वो सेवा में कुछ कमी रह गई, इसलिए कि उसने हक मांगी थी। डू यू एग्री? क्योंकि नाक किसकी ऊंचा है उसका सवाल है, इस्मतदारी शुरू हो जाती है, डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस शुरू हो जाता है। रेप्स आर नॉट सेक्स, रेप्स आर डिस्प्ले ऑफ माइट। रेप्स आर नॉट सेक्स। आपने कभी नहीं देखा होगा किसी ठाकुर के बेटी की बलात्कार हुआ है, हमेशा दलितों की बच्चियों की बलात्कार, हमेशा करके नजर उठा के देखे ठाकुर के बेटी की तरफ, होता नहीं है। रेप्स आर सिंपल exhibition of muscles of patriarchy. So, while doing social justice, while tinkering with the social system, be it child marriage, be it patriarchy, be it dowry, be it right for the disabled. I'll tell you one by one how much resistance I faced just to give a ramp with a handrail. Just to put a ramp with a handrail. My very close friend came in hostility with me and मैं रिटायर हो गया. आज भी वो मुझे बोलता है, तू उस दिन तो चतुर्वेदी साहब को जाके मेरे बारे में शिकायत भी कर दिया था कि मैंने नहीं बनाया था. वो सिविल इंजीनियर है, उसका काम था वो करना. बोला नहीं करूंगा, क्या कर लेगा कर ले. फिर जिस दिन ऊपर से आया कि यहाँ पे बिजनेस स्कूल खोलना है, एनटीपीसी स्कूल ऑफ बिजनेस होना है, तो बिल्डिंग एक्सेसिबल होना है, तब उसके ऊपर जब डंडा ऊपर से पड़ा, मैं दोस्त था, मैंने बोला तो उसने सुना नहीं था, मेरे ऊपर हमला करने लग गया. जब ऊपर से डंडा पड़ा तब रैंप भी हुआ, हैंडरेल भी हुई, स्पर्श पैकेज भी आया, हैंडरेल्स भी टॉयलेट्स में लगे, सब कुछ हुआ. There are lots of resistance. So legal instruments therefore should go beyond strict equality of treatment. तो धर्मराज वाला आंखें बंद वाला नहीं, आंखें खोल के नजर झुका के देखना है, कान में सुनना है, परख करना है. It should ensure equality of opportunity and reduction in outcomes gaps. For example, reservation policy. रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसी को लेकर जितनी नाराजगी, उसका कोई अंत नहीं है. बट पॉजिटिव डिस्क्रिमिनेशन might be like penalizing the successful. Somebody will say, very recently one of my brother, his son could not get into medicine. कुछ चंद नंबर के लिए रुक गया, कट ऑफ से थोड़ा नीचे आ गया. शेड्यूल कास्ट में इतने में मिल गए, मेरा बेटा को इतने में नहीं मिल रहा है, वो उसका एससी के कट ऑफ से मेरे बेटा कितना ऊपर है, उसको मिलना नहीं चाहिए क्या? इट इज सिंपली पेनलाइजिंग रियल मेरिट. तरकीब ऐसे ऐसे देते हैं. But positive discrimination may be like penalizing the successful. Hence, any government will be cautious to go for ambiguous positive discrimination. Reservation for women, LGBT and others, चर्चा होती रहती है, सरकार कर नहीं पाते हैं क्योंकि men will revolt, heterosex will revolt. उनको हर जगह में safety and security is needed. Ambiguous positive discrimination will be registered tooth and nail. Therefore, equality and inequality needs a balance rather than a mechanistic implementation. इन रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसीज को, चाहे वो वुमेन रिलेटेड हो, चाहे वो कास्ट रिलेटेड हो, चाहे वो फिजिकल चैलेंज रिलेटेड हो, इसको मैकेनिकली यू कैन नॉट इम्प्लीमेंट. इसकी एक नजाकत है, ये बड़ी नाजुक मामला है, बड़े तरीके से इसको हैंडल करना होता है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी फेल मार जाता है, पॉलिटिक्स हावी होता है, यहाँ के एंगल्स कुछ और होते हैं. सो देयरफॉर इक्वालिटी एंड इनइक्वालिटी नीड्स अ बैलेंस rather than simple mechanistic implementation. An unequal society where group is discriminated can lead to exclusion, like women in patriarchy, physically challenged, poor and others. अगर मैं भी खत्म कर रहा हूं 5 मिनट, चल आई जस्ट सेड लाइक दैट, डोंट वरी, खत्म करेंगे. अच्छा, मुझे कहा गया है कल से 5:30 बजे, हाँ 5:30 बजे, ठीक है ना? 6 बजे में तुम लोगों को तकलीफ है? हाँ, नहीं, जो गर्ल्स फाइंड इट डिफिकल्ट, श्योर, वही ना हमने कहा, अगर रास्ता महफूज नहीं है ड्रॉप आउट हो जाता है 5th के बाद। ट्रू ट्रू, आई डू एग्री। एंड बट your Mukherjee Nagar, Vijayanagar, Kingsway Camp, North Campus, they are the safest in Delhi. And unsafe part is that Mehrauli area. Whenever anybody comes from that side, I say, either you go to Karol Bagh or you go to North Campus or you go to South Campus ki us taraf mat jana. Be very careful. Anyway, whatever it is, an unequal society where a group is discriminated can lead to exclusion. अगर लगातार डिस्क्रिमिनेट होके वो रह जाएंगे तो एक्सक्लूजन होगा। मैं खत्म करता हूं, 2 मिनट, ओके। Such exclusion are major reasons for poverty, deprivation, which can give rise to movements like Maoism. लगातार tribes being discriminated, लगातार they are kept in isolation, लगातार they are suffering from poverty, deprivation. Ultimately, हथियार उठा लेंगे। मैंने मालकानगिरी देखने के बाद इतनी गरीबी, इतनी मुफलिसी, इतनी भूखमरी, मैं सोचता ये हथियार क्यों नहीं उठाते हैं, इतना बर्दाश्त क्यों करते हैं। बिलीव मी, 15 to 20 years down the road मैंने सुना मालकानगिरी इज नाउ माओ अफेक्टेड। जो चीज मैंने 1987 पे देखा था, मेरे जहन पे वो सोच आया था कि ये लोग बर्दाश्त क्यों करते हैं, क्यों नहीं हथियार उठाते हैं, क्यों नहीं बगावत करते हैं। 15-20 साल के बाद, 15 साल के अंदर अंदर वही मालकानगिरी में मैंने जब सुना कि माओ घुस गए, मैंने बोला माओ नहीं घुसे हैं, वो खुद माओ बने हैं। इनकी उनके साथ इतनी सालों से जो नाइंसाफी चलती रही वो बर्दाश्त के बाहर हो गया था, तभी तो हथियार उठाए। और अब तुम उन्हें कह रहे हो ये माओ है। ये माओ नहीं है, ये डिप्राइव्ड है, ये आइसोलेटेड है, ये पुअर है। सोशल जस्टिस खत्म करो, ठीक है, ठीक है। थोड़ा जो बाकी रहेगा हम कर लेंगे, जस्ट ए मोमेंट। तो कल से हम इंडियन सोसाइटी शुरू करेंगे। मुझे उम्मीद है कि इंसाफ कैसा होता है, सामाजिक इंसाफ, ये लीगल नहीं, वो आपके ध्यान में बैठ गया। सवाल इसके बाद कैसे करेंगे वो थोड़ा देख के फिर हम कल से इंडियन सोसाइटी शुरू करें, ठीक है। सो फार सो गुड, चलेगा। 5 नहीं 5:30 करो, 5:30 करो। इधर 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 5:30, चलो, ओके, सी यू, मीट यू टुमारो।